are back again, and apparently the recording is going on, so nothing will miss anything because it's already at the minute 5. It was interested. So I'm going to share my screen again and going to continue. Perhaps I'm going better to screen the screen instead of application, and everything is going to be better, I guess. This is going to work better. Oh, we are exactly where I left you, right? We were until this point? Okay, thank you. So, which make difficult the, let's say, true natural language processing to the point that the computer can interpret human language the same way we understand each other, or at least approximate, or starting with the simplest things like synonym, word level ambiguity, syntactic ambiguity, of a resolution. And the most important is that we as a human on the context to interpret where of course possible. So this context might extend beyond a given document, because when you read a document, you also apply experience from previous knowledge or from previous information. So context is not only based on the document you are analyzing, but in previous experience and knowledge. Having, I want this thing we are using interchangeable, which is natural language processing, and text analytic. And what is the relation between both of them? In analytic, we talk mostly about text analytic because as data analysts, we mainly the application we care about are related with analytic. But we don't have to forget that the natural language processing consists of two main parts. This is the speech analysis and then the text analysis. The speech analysis is word to text part, because it's based also on very complicated algorithm of speech identification and classification in order to do the speech analytics. Keep this in mind, and also I'm glad that following the topic we have in the in the discussion, some of you have pointed to the issue of turning speech to text. So we have the whole interface, and then we talk about the total realm of natural language processing. Even though we use interchangeable text analytic with natural language processing, we should not forget about this, let's say, interface to speech, speech to text. The point I want to point today in this review is regarding what type of which we studied up to now in your data mining and predictive analytic classes, in all the program up to now, are part of the natural language processing. Mostly all classification algorithms are part of the natural language processing because it has many different parts. The statistical part, the rule-based classification, you are doing clustering now in the assignment. So, and the solution are hybrid. Why? Because the problem is not simple classification problem like you can find, for instance, to work with certain data sets. Since the problem is more complex, approach in general to the natural language processing are hybrids of all the algorithms you have studied in your data mining class. Keeping this in mind, that the practical part in text analytics you are doing in this class in assignment number 2 is just a very, let's say, subset, and not the part of the true in-deep language processing. Is the shallow part of text analytics. Even though I think it's useful to get some practical hands-on experience in doing most, let's say, the processing part which we can achieve in with time limit, which is a class of 12 weeks. So the purpose of assignment number 2. In parallel to this, you are doing the group project, which is to attend to using other software like Watson Analytics. Even the group project is not in the direction of natural language processing. It's important to understand the Watson itself and how the base of Watson, let's say, the natural language processing is the heart of Watson, even though Watson is much more than natural language processing tool. We talk about new paradigm shift in computing, which is cognitive computing, and Watson is in this realm. So try to combine different type of assignment in this class, so you can get the perspective of the changes in big data in different directions. As you have observed up to now, I see from your posting, and we have uploaded a lot of information in the classroom. Also, you do a research and you find many valuable resources in this direction. That the applications are in different starting with machine translation, information extraction, report generation, question and answer, and other application. I think this discussion, well, we started previous week exploring the already developed application in exploring forum them, which are in Bluemix. This totally different deployment of Watson. This already built-in application, and only a purpose of our discussion is to explore them and get a sense what's possible to do in using the natural language processing, the core of these applications. So I saw very in-depth posting in the classroom, and of course I still want to see a little bit more during this week, but I can say I'm quite satisfied with your contribution in weekly exploring the 3 different applications in Watson application which are deployed in Bluemix. I saw several a little confusing posting in the classroom. Just keep in mind this. Just is better. That means this is still not to the final phase. That is not the limiting factor, because for the short period of time you can explore and get enough, let's say, enough knowledge what is this about, and just to be challenged for your career to and future job, what you can apply in this direction. have to keep in mind that all these applications, they are trained in certain area. If you are asking questions in different area and you already, most of you identified the area where it was, where question and answer were trained, for instance. They trained it in what is media. So any question related with media, with politics, this application gives you very certain response. If you go in different direction, of course, you cannot expect this. I also to stress that if you want to get more information, application, Bluemix, plenty, you just click on the button which says documentation, and you will find a lot of useful information which is going to answer portion of your question, starting with the document which were used to this application. And any other question, you can get answer for any question. What the part of the deployment of Watson in Bluemix is, let's start. The Bluemix is a platform. So developer can use a platform to develop
I don't know what's going on. Something's wrong with the sound.
There?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You and me? Again?
Okay, I think everyone was kicked out. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, but I had to connect. I had to hit audio and connect.
Yeah, I think Vex is having some problem because this is the second time I'm kicked out. I never seen this before.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the bad weather. I don't know where the servers are. Well, it's storm over here close, so here it's raining. Hope you'll be able to continue, but I think this trick is going to work if the connect audio again. At least this second time it worked this way. So let's continue. I was here in the application, right? No. I was here. Okay, I was talking about Bluemix. Did you hear me about talking about Bluemix? No.
It's a separate platform.
Yes, that Bluemix is a convenient platform as a service for developers. And it's convenient. If you have plenty of time or you have additional time to invest, it's very convenient to get. You can, the enormous potential, just it requires, of course, time to start developing application. You just go to the catalog and you see how many different stuff you can do there. Even with not a lot of programming skill, you can do a lot of stuff. I was talking the deployment of Watson in Bluemix is just developed already application which you can explore and get insight how is useful. Of course, you understand that the natural language processing is application. This generic, you already have explored Watson Analytics, which not in Bluemix for the group project. You know the application of in any of this area. I guess you already have the chance to explore let's say the excess of different information they have, providing different cases for different areas, starting with healthcare, retail, high-tech and electronic, media, entertainment, government, and so on and on and on. What is so I made like a parenthesis to say we are talking about why we are relating our topic related with natural language processing and text analytics with Watson. Besides that there are many vendors providing different products of natural language processing, which I have them related here, not in any specific order. They are just here like in alphabetical order, okay? Not in important order. Is the IBM Corporation. And as you understand, from practical point of view, in a course of 12 weeks, we not explore as many as different products they are in the industry. We can explore just few of them. And why we are with IBM? For several reasons. Because they need to access their product because they offer it in the cloud and you don't have to install anything in your computer. This is very convenient part because we are talking about software which most of them is not possible even to install in your personal computer. So the fact of easy to access and efficient, powerful, and in the state of the art in this subject, that was the decision to go with this product here. There is no any preference to the vendor. It is the convenience to do something which is viable for a few weeks in a class in this topic. So I like very well that you understand and you don't get the idea, oh, we are going only with vendor like IBM. It's very hard if you each week are going to switch from one provider to the other. And in this class, we have a lot of software to use because as the cloud provider, which we will explore few products, but in addition, you have the open source and free language to do, and going to explore Spark also later in the class. So I hope this is clear, but I'm ready to answer questions if you can. So going on with the natural language processing in deep, with the heart of Watson is interesting to see how the implementation is giving you insight when you explore the application which are in Bluemix. When you are if you have explored at least few of the link I posted in the class, you already must understand what I have summarized here in this slide. The main idea of Watson is not just natural language processing. Is beyond that. Even natural language processing is the head. So, what the advance to the cognitive computing, to the let's say to the new paradigm in computing, goes with a very integral idea in starting with the development of artificial intelligence in the last 30 years with very extensive research in many universities. In addition, the advancement of the technology of big data made possible implementation of all this research and was the appearance of cognitive computer like Watson. So the basis, if you think about cognitive computer, of course, the first part is the natural language processing. I think someone is not in mute and we have some noises here. Please everyone mute yourself, please. Let's see if it's not mute. Okay, I'll mute. Okay. Okay. So, Watson. The computing is based on search, and and as I pointed, the data technology, the point that you can store, let's say, extensive, using, okay, the big data technology has advanced. We store big amount of data in Hadoop. We don't store extensive dictionary, Wikipedia, and documents, and we just start to search this huge database, and we get question and answer, for instance, what the application of Watson. It's not possible. Even with the biggest deployment of Hadoop, you cannot have even, let's say, % related with any of the question which require some knowledge. So the idea of store all the information and just search all these big data paradigm using the distributed file system of Hadoop, enormous amount of information, and then map or induce for the search of this information is not going to work. That's why we are moving to different directions here in the natural language processing. We are moving to what is beyond big data, what is smart data. So, the maximum of information you can store, let's say, you can do the search, which is the base of Watson. From the search, you would generate many different hypotheses, because again, the base is a big data platform, distributed system of many core, at least 3,000, 5,000 core processors that we can store extensive amount of information. After the search, generate group of hypotheses. The next idea in Watson is search. So all of these hypotheses should be supported by evidence. And the evidence search consists after evidence are found, they are analyzed, and the approaches are used. Statistical confidence level is established for each of the evidence. The decision making based on confidence level of that evidence is made. So we have a process here, not just the natural language processing, the process of cognitive computing, with artificial intelligence and research for the last 30 years. So after that, you of course combine the evidence and is going, let's say, the decision should be based and on the weighting evidence. Which of the evidence is the more probability? And of course, in this type of decision, you never get, you cannot expect always to get 100%. You can expect always to get the, let's say, 100% the right question, but is approaching to the last, to the best, is approaching to the, let's say, to the right answer. A paradigm of computing, which is the cognitive computing, is that it can learn more, adapt with the new learning. So the system, the computer, constantly improves. What this gives us the idea that we're talking about a parallel, probabilistic, evidence-based architecture. This is what is the base architecture for. I have here two slides which are from one of the presentations which posted in the classroom. I'm sure most of you have reviewed the presentation. I have an excerpt here only of two of them, and I want to stress how important it is that in order to get, let's say, answer which is close or 100%, you cannot rely only on keyword evidence. And the example with Vasco da Gama is excellent because based on the search, you just search, if you perform a keyword search, what you're going to get, the keyword search is going to give you answer because you have, as you can see, after you the tree, the graph, you have at least 3 keyword hits from them to the supporting evidence, and you can conclude the grade is the right answer. The point is, since Watson is based on parallel architecture with any core, and there are possibility to do extensive search and do hypotheses and have as many, have a good amount of hypotheses to look for evidence. Always do better. You can go, for instance, and continue with the search to do keyword search. You can do, let's say, deep analysis in which you're going to use different, let's say, different in different directions search. You can use, for instance, for what is time, you can use what is in this specific example. There are 3 different, let's say, analysis. One in direction of temporal reasoning, which is going to give you a hit for the evidence of date. All this important statistical paraphrasing. The statistical paraphrasing is just another portion of let's say, multiple algorithms are working simultaneously in all the evidences. So other one, which is going to work in parallel with statistical paraphrasing can get to the result that landed in an arrival in context are the thing. Again, in the context, and this has to be learned. So algorithm can learn what is the geospatial reasoning and to get the match that place like Papa Beach is in India, and then get a much better hit, which is actually 100% true answer. So I'll get an excerpt of these two slides of the presentation because for me this is the essence of what it's doing. Another essence which I would like to point again is that just as we have big data platform, I mean the hardware, we can get solution like this, just enormous amount of information, even if you can store all Wikipedia, as many lexicon and dictionary as you want. You cannot get this result of searching these databases. I think I very like to connect with the topic of natural language processing, which based on most important unstructured data. We are talking about most important because value you will find in your future career, which is the text. And with the let's say with the paradigm shift in computing, with cognitive computing. This which I wanted to present as an overview, and I have, but get if there are questions, and then I'm going to go to the classroom onto the different platforms we're using, like Bluemix and Watson Analytics for the group project. So first, any question, you put them in the chat. No question? Then the moving question. Is everyone okay doing with the assignment which is due this Sunday? If this, we are not going to spend time on this. So I'm going to go now to this. Oh, I'm on screen, right?
No,
I'm not sharing, right? No. I'm going to share again. Okay. Now, right? Okay. The team already have selected with which way to work. I posted in the classroom a lot of, let's say, resources, where to start, what to do. And I would like to know if there are questions related with the group project, because the proposal is due this week. Let me go to the classroom. And
the first team has not selected data yet. I'm sorry.
Can you repeat, Elena?
I said teams 2, 3, and 4, they picked the data set, but the first team, they have not. They still select the data.
Okay. Okay. I just want to, in case, because I already had this occasion to tell you, please review constantly what is course content in the class. This is our class. And because constantly we are posting more resources. If you go to the group project, you will see how many documents are there, the suggested data set, the proposal, the assignment instruction, and different useful topics, agreement, how to start. And very important, please don't, let me tell you the strategy for this class, how it's designed. A lot of small mini projects in order to get something hands-off of the topic. topic. So there is no time like usually. I know the student what they do, waiting until the last moment to do the assignment. Well, you can do that, but you're not going to get the maximum of this class. So my suggestion to everyone, please do wait to the last moment to the assignment, because up to now the discussions are going very well, but let's say the extensive assignments just are coming. And this week you have to finish R and do advancement in what is your group project. So besides read all these documents, I really suggest to everyone, here are plenty of resources. If you want to reshape in R, you find excellent resources here. Next week, we start with Hadoop. Assignment in Hadoop, you have to use some serial fields. Not very complicated, simple stuff to create tables. And let's say in the first part of the assignment, we have suggested even the script. But in order to get the maximum of this assignment, try to reshape your minimal SQL skills. So there's a lot to do in order to get the maximum of the class. And class is designed this way not to make your life difficult, just with the best wishes that you get the maximum of this class. This is regarding the resources. We start with Hadoop next week, and it's plenty. In each of these are resources, and I'm planning to post much more on Sunday. So please schedule time to work in everything. Don't feel overwhelmed. I know there is more that you can handle. And I don't expect that you will be reading everything 100%, but try to do your best and to do the maximum. And the only way up to now I have to know how you're doing is by the discussion, by contribution to discussion, and by the assignment you are turning in. So, Elena, I don't know if you have some instruction for them about analytics. I just wanted to point that when you go here and when you go to document, there is plenty of tutorial which you should get. I know you. They will just open your vision about what is the state of art in analytics in this moment. It's just one platform. I presented in the PowerPoint. You saw there are many other people, many other companies which provide software in this direction. Unfortunately, in a single class, we cannot not explore more than one. Do you have something regarding Watson Analytics or anything else?
Yeah, you look at the resources, there is a link, like additional ones, and if you click, there's...
You to give you the ball because I don't know where it is.
But you were in the classroom already. If you go to the classroom... No,
classroom. Sorry.
That's
I'm going to the classroom. To the resources, yes.
So then go to group project.
Okay.
And then you see the link additional by topics, additional, yeah. And I structure it nicely.
You already accept everything for them. I see. Not everything. This is a selection. I see. Okay. This nice selection.
In cases, I'm gonna add more. I've been finding more. It's an example how the data and the explore it. Well, to give you ideas.
Okay. Anything else? Well, I would like to point that the discussion for this week the week 4 is a transition because in Hadoop we have only 3 weeks. So let's say
Week 5.
the questions are just how we smoothly transition from what we are doing now to the next week. So think about this, and that's why the questions are highly related with big data. I talk about here, talk about the 5V here. I would like that you think about and you want to do Watson, because here is in the realm of Watson. That application for them is very important, the velocity. So you have to think about how suitable Watson would be if for this application the main parameter is velocity. There are other applications for which velocity is very important. So you have to think in the realm of the velocity how suitable Watson will be. How can define, because this is to put, let's say, the concluding touch about the power of what you can get from Watson by what you have learned up to now. That is a question to reflect. So I can measure how much you have learned. It's highly with grading purposes, because you understand that the discussion, they don't have high weight in your grade, but they do give me a lot to understand how much you have learned and where you're heading, so I can adapt the next week to what we have reached during it. Because next week is already we are to the technology of big data and how to use the technology analytics. This is the purpose of next 3 weeks. So think about this question. When you think about one application, each application has, let's say, one strong requirement of the V. The 5th V, which is the value, all of them is important. So just concentrate in the first 4, which is volume, velocity, and veracity. It is very important. Very important because the amount of information you get, you get a lot of which is not, let's say, reliable information. So veracity is very important. How the two deal with the veracity of the data. So I want to hear about this in the remaining of this week. I hope to everything you have to do. So I actually don't have anything else. There are many other. I don't want to overwhelm you. I want to hear if there are questions.
Oh yeah, just remember the instructions for this the group project. If you scroll down.
Okay.
The group right. There are instructions. Instructions.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Okay. Okay. You even put, they even don't have to read. You have the same Explorer here. I see. Okay. Here are the main components which explore in Watson Analytics. Because, let's say, why we are doing this in 2 different platforms. The is for you to get in the group project some analytical skills. One analytic you can do with Watson. And we did in Bluemix during this, the previous and this week, you understand one natural and to feel that natural language processing is the heart of Watson Analytics. So these are 2 different purposes. That's why we use 2 different platforms. I think this is clear. I don't have to explain more about this. I don't see more questions in the chat.
a question, Dr. Kocharam. Linesh.
Okay.
Actually, it's regarding assignment 2. You have few questions on part 1 of the assignment.
Mm-hmm.
We answer those questions in the context of part 2.
I don't remember. Let me open the assignment. Elena, do you remember the assignment? I have to open the assignment. I'm not.
Basically asking about the
words or stemming.
Assignment. I want to answer misleading. Okay. Pardon. Oh, yes. You can answer this in the context of the second part. They are generic questions. Let's say they are tied to any specific document because the question, what are stop words, why we remove them, they are in context. So I don't know if I understood correctly your question.
Yeah, what I mean was, I understand these are like general questions, but like answering them, you could be just going over in the paper, you may be describing your part 2, and in part 2 itself, you could be, like removing the stop words. There, you could just have this section about stop words, explain what are stop words, and then give an example of what you did in part 2 about stop words.
That's fine. It exhausts everything by guidance. I see all this. Structure is up to you. You're a graduate student. I don't want you to make you so close, But hear about all this. So I'm sure I understand how much you learned about this. Because my observation about the whole program is that you were exposed very superficially to text analysis in several courses. So this assignment is to understand that's the purpose of this assignment. So we're going to put this in part 2 is fine. But everything.
Okay.
I welcome any creativity. And tell you, question our guidance. You see that in order to, of course, to have order, I have grading rubric here. Always can see the grading rubric. So here's the grading rubric. The question here are the way how it's going to be. This is in part 1. And so to answer to this question in part 2, you have to explicitly have, let's say, a heading. So because the grading is subject to this grading rubric. Otherwise, we must have rules. I don't like to grade deliberately where students don't know they will be graded. So this is posted so you know how you will be graded. For whether that you put this in, organize what is in general, and then what is the application to the specific text you mine. Okay. Here question how often, okay, all this type of webinar. Well, I see that is needed. But every 2 weeks just to touch base because we are going to explore new product, new software, and you will need additional instruction. That's the general idea every 2 weeks, more or less. So online, we don't lose connection and you get guidance, what is expected from you. And I do, let's say, there is a lot of material in the classroom. Overview to make sure I stress what is the important thing. I stress in the important point. So at least this important point. I think if there is a rubric, I think I have not produced a rubric for the group, for the assignment. This. Yes, I don't have it. Leonard, because it has to be, it has to be modified, the one we were using, so that's posted. Okay, thank you for reminding. We do need it for the group project.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do now is, let's say, the proposal, and you have already the instruction for the proposal. That's why, but thank you for reminding me. We are missing this, and it has to be in the next week somewhere, right?
Part of the grade too, right? I guess.
Yes, proposal is part. The proposal is explicitly defined. Yes. Also, it doesn't matter how much weight it is going to have for you guys to get you started, because if you don't put from this point, we are already in week 4. You must have a formal proposal at this point, okay? So, and then we can guide you. You are in the good direction, in the wrong direction. This is mostly for you in order to do the job. Other question? Here's the question: is there is another delivery to the proposal? Well, all the assignments are here. I think you see them in the assignment folder. See here first feedback from our proposal. I take more than 24 hours. In 24 hours, you will get a feedback about your proposal. If there are any, let me look. In 24 hours, okay? Nothing unexpected happened because we are expecting a storm. Hopefully, it's going to happen here. So about another deliverable, such as the proposal for the group assignment in the next 2-3 weeks. Okay, here are all the assignments, and you see them the same way I see them. Let's see. Let's see them. I will take your shoes. Here are the assignments. Here they are. Here are the due date of all the assignments. And the due date here. In the we starting. Let me tell you, assignment 3, which is the upcoming one for this class, that has 3 parts. So get prepared. Well, more questions? I'm attending this session today, and only for excellent work from this class.
Oh, sorry, one more question.
Yes.
So we basically uploaded our proposal into our group folder. Is like that in the actual assignment tabs, and then there could be feedback on it.
Just let me see what you're talking. Which group is yours?
3, but it doesn't. There's no tab for it in the actual assignment tab.
Is 3 or 4? Which group?
Group 3.
3. Okay,
Just double checking.
perfect. Yes, I can open it. Okay. Thank you. Right. This is where we expect to find it. And Helena is going to read them and to me if there is something wrong. More. Good evening to everyone. And get a week. Don't procrastinate this week because I'm telling you what is coming is more intense than up to now. These are just warming up. Okay, have a good evening.